up, family? It's Naj with Built by Plants, back with another video about how to lose fat on a vegan diet, because every time I think I explain it and everyone grasp it, I hop on a coaching call and someone that I've never spoke with before tell me they have no idea how to lose fat and they're struggling. They don't know why they're gaining it. They've been vegan for 5 years. They still can't get the fat off. What's going on? So I figured, okay, well, if I have to keep explaining it every time I get on a new coaching call with someone that wants to become a client, then I probably need to keep explaining it to everyone that's not on these coaching calls, because y'all probably don't grasp it as well. And the more that I talk about it, maybe it just hit different, right? And you may pick up on something in this video that you didn't pick up on the other, 100 or so videos on the channel. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's go fundamentals. Let's talk about the core principles. Now, stay with me. All right, we're 50 some seconds in. If you're watching this video, listen to the rest of this video. If you don't have the patience, if you don't have the attention span to listen to the rest of this video, then you're not going to lose fat. I'm just be 100% honest with you. It's not going to happen for you. If you can't sit still, if me talking right now and saying this to you is making you want to fast forward me or making me want to like hurry up and skip through, then you probably need to work on your ability to remain calm and listen. There's essentially a pyramid when it comes to fat loss. There are the things that matter the most, and there are the things that don't matter as much. The base of that pyramid is some of the things I'm going to touch on, all right? And I will do a video breaking down the full pyramid, all right? But right now, specifically, since I'm in a hotel in New Orleans, I don't have all of my tools and gadgets and things to discuss that, the whiteboard and such. So let's start here. There's 4 primary ways that the body burns calories. So before we go into the way that the body burns those calories or use those calories for energy, let's talk about what a calorie actually is. Because we throw this word around so much, a lot of us know what purpose of calories are, that we need them to survive, but what is the definition? For the purpose of how we're using calories, the definition of a calorie is a unit of measure for the energy that's inside of food, right? It's a way to measure how much energy we're taking from the food that we eat and put it into our body. Because every food that we put into our body has a certain amount of energy. Some has higher amounts of energy, right? They're more calorie dense. Some have lower amounts of energy, right? They're lower calories. So in order to be able to visualize and have an understanding with the reason why we're gaining weight or we're losing weight or we're maintaining the weight, calories help us understand that a little bit more thoroughly. With that being said, the food that we take in can be broken down into 3 main categories. Those categories overall is called macronutrients. And those 3 main categories inside of those macronutrients is your carbs, your fats, your protein. Staying with me? Carbs, fats, and protein. Each one of those carbs, fats, and proteins, each one of those macronutrients have their own number of calories per gram. So let me break that down for you. 1 gram of carb has 4 calories within it. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories within it. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories within it. So fats have the highest calorie per gram. Carbs, 4 calories per gram. Protein, 4 calories per gram. Fats, 9 calories per gram. So these macronutrients are your building blocks, and each one of them are used differently by the body. They all have their own specific purposes. And just to throw it in, fun fact, alcohol is also a macronutrient. It's like the 4th macronutrient, and that has 7 calories per gram. For the purpose of staying on topic, I'm not going to break down the specific role of each macronutrient. There's other videos on this channel where I do discuss it, and there's also a full course inside of the Built by Plants Pocket Coach. You can get access to it for $1 down below. The community, the app, all right, get access to it and then try it out. Get all the material and courses and tools that you need to rebuild your body on a plant-based diet. So now that we understand what calories are, we need to understand that calories is what causes us to gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same weight, right? Or otherwise known as calorie maintenance, maintaining your weight, calorie surplus, right? And then calorie deficit, right? So kind of pretty much sums it up as far as knowing what it is. A calorie deficit, consuming fewer calories than your body needs to maintain its current weight. Calorie surplus is consuming more calories that your body needs so that you can essentially gain weight, right? And maintenance staying the same roughly. TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. How many calories are you expending on a day-to-day basis? So this is the umbrella term for understanding how many calories we're burning throughout the day. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there's 4 primary ways that we burn calories throughout the day. The first is your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. So this is the number of calories your body needs just to maintain life, right? For your heart to beat, for your organs to function, for you to be asleep at night, just keeping the lights on, as we call it. And all of those other major functions that our body does that we don't necessarily control, our body does it for us. So the BMR alone equates for the most calories burned, more than the other 3 ways put together. Basically, all of the functions and the major things that our body does by itself that we don't have any direct influence on. It's just our body doing what it does so that we can stay alive. The second way that we burn calories throughout the day that most people don't think about and actually don't know about is the TEF, the thermic effect of food. Essentially, we have to burn calories. It requires calories in order to eat food. We're burning calories just by digesting, by eating, by chewing, all of that stuff. It requires calories to actually eat food. Who would have thought? So let's just say you're consuming about 100 calories with a snack or something like that. The TEF of the carbs within that 100 calories is about 5 to 10%. For fats, it's the lowest, it's like 0 to 3%. And then for protein, is the highest. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food at 20 to 30%. When I'm giving you these percentages, that means the percentage of calories that is utilized to digest this food, the thermic effect that it's required to process that food. So let's use protein, for example. Let's say you're taking in 20 grams of protein. So we know that every 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, right? So 20 grams of protein times 4 calories is 80 calories total. Well, if the thermic effect of protein is 25%, then of those 80 calories, about 20 of those calories were used just to digest it, right? 20 of those calories were burned just to digest that protein, which means you essentially kind of took in around 60 calories as opposed to 80, right? Because 20 of them were burnt off just to digest that protein. Hope that makes sense. Like I said, there's more in-depth courses and more in-depth videos inside the Pocket Coach where I break all that down. Let's move forward. Number 3, we have exercise activity thermogenesis, or as some people call it, exercise energy expenditure. And this is, to put in layman terms, just the calories you're burning while you're exercising, right? So I don't necessarily like to think of exercise or training as utilized for energy burning. I like to think of it as a time where I spend specifically towards building muscle, right? Because the more muscle that you put on your frame, the more muscle that you have naturally and throughout your day, the more calories you're just burning because you have more muscle, and more muscle is energy intensive, right? More muscle is expensive. So you're burning more calories just by having more muscle. Put shortly, the activities that you're doing when you're working out, or let's just say you're doing your cardio, you're going for a run, you're bike riding, whatever that may be, that time that you spend doing that, you're also burning calories. Even while you are weight training, you're burning some calories, right? So that's another way that we're burning calories throughout the day when we are working out. Right now, this isn't going to be the majority. This is a very small percentage because most of us, if we're working out, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours at the max, right, that we're spending doing the exercise. So you also have another 22 hours outside the gym, 23 hours outside the gym, where you also do have to put your attention into the energy that you're burning, also the energy that you're consuming, the food that you're taking in, which is why exercise isn't the best way to try to lose fat, right? It's a great supplements to help you put on muscle so that you can look better as you lose fat and be healthier and be stronger, fitter, but it's not the way that you go about losing fat. Number 4, we have NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or the activities that you're doing outside of the gym, right? The ones that you are partaking in. So that may be something I always tell our clients is to maximize on your NEAT, right? Maximize on the time that you're outside the gym. So try to clean your house more. Go for a walk, right? If you got to go to the grocery store, park to the back of the grocery lot and then walk to the grocery store. Or should I say, walk up to the grocery store at the back of the lot. So that way you're getting in more steps, right? The more things that you can do manually, take your dog for a walk, walking to the store, taking your bike to work if you don't live that far from your job, whatever it may be, so that you can maximize on the time that you have to burn more calories. That's usually the advice that I give. But essentially, it's just the things that you're doing, the activities that you're partaking in outside of the gym that you won't consider exercise, right? It may be more manual work, but it's not necessarily exercise. And it's also things that you really don't think about, like just doing your laundry or what I'm doing right now. This is non-exercise activity, kind of, so to speaking, me just talking, having this conversation, right? Because if I said that I'm eating food and it's actually making me burn calories, well, don't you think if I'm moving my hands and I'm talking and I'm interacting, engaging, right, holding my attention, focusing on something, doing all this also burns calories as well, right? So those are the 4 main ways that we burn calories throughout the day, right? Going back to number 1, which is our BMR, it's the basal metabolic rate, the ways that we just maintain life on a daily basis, the way that our body keeps us alive, all the functions that it partakes in that are outside of our control, but that are dependent on our circumstances, our age, height, weight, right, our current weights, all that stuff. That stuff is our basal metabolic rate, and that can change, as we get older and such. Number 2, thermic effect of food. In order for us to eat food, we have to expend calories because it costs calories to digest food, right? So that's why sometimes eating a higher protein diet can be helpful, because it's also increasing the thermic effect of food by causing you to burn more calories by just consuming that higher protein diet. Number 3, the activities that we're partaking in inside the gym, right? Exercise, activity thermogenesis, or EAT, that is causing us to burn calories, but we should be focusing on weight training so that we're not necessarily worried about trying to burn as many calories as possible and then trying to eat back those calories and stuff. We want to get into that circle. We want to focus on building nice, lean muscles so we can look the way we want to look, feel the way we want to feel, and feel strong, right? And then the next one, it needs non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right? Just moving around, doing things more manually so that we can burn more calories outside the gym. Those are the 4 main ways that we burn calories. The next piece is the food that we're taking in, right? We talked about how do we expend calories. We talked about the main ways that we're utilizing calories, but the food that we're taking in is also a huge part. It is the part. It's the reason why most of us are obese, because we're putting in too much food into our body, all right? So I want you to watch this next video so that you can understand why you're gaining weight, the reasons for it, and how to go about eating the right way, controlling your calories so that you're not consuming too many calories on a day-to-day basis, and so that you can be in a deficit and reach your ideal body weight, your ideal body fat percentage, and your ideal body goals. All right. If you need more help, tap the link down in the description, schedule a free coaching call, or join our community, the Built by Plants Pocket Coach, right? And you'll be able to download the app. You get started for $1 for a 7-day trial, and then after that, it's just $27 per month. Every Sunday, we hop on a Zoom call where we're talking about our goals, setting up new meal plans. We're cooking in the kitchen some Sundays. We're creating meals from scratch, putting them inside of our virtual kitchen, connecting, holding each other accountable, setting goals for the next month, so on and so forth. I want to invite you to join the Built by Plants Pocket Coach, which is our private community and app where I have all the tools, the resources, the courses, and the community to help you succeed towards your goals. We have an actual drag and drop meal plan builder that's going to allow you to grab foods that are inside of what we call the virtual kitchen. It's basically all of our plant-based recipes that have been designed to specifically work for the calories and the protein that you need so you can make some progress. You can take the meals out of the virtual kitchen and drag and drop them onto your meal plan builder. And every day, Monday through Sunday, it'll let you know what you're taking in, a recipe video to show you how to make them, also how many calories for that specific day, so you can stay structured. Also, it's going to give you a virtual grocery list so you can grab only what you need so you're not wasting money when you get into the grocery store. I know that sounds perfect, but let me tell you the rest. It's also have a private community and the actual app that you can download from the App Store or the Android store so you can post inside of our community. Similar to like Facebook without all the junk, this is specifically towards people that have goals, that want to see themselves succeed on a plant-based diet. Even if you've been plant-based for 15 years, you can always make progress towards how your body looks. And that's what this is geared towards. So all of our community members are posting their meals, they post their workouts, they ask questions, and every Sunday we meet on a Zoom call where we're connecting, we're growing, we're creating new recipes from scratch, we're meal prepping together, doing all type of cool things that's going to help you stay in line and stay mentally prepared and mentally focused so you can actually reach your goal, right? I know you lost 20 pounds before, but guess what? It usually comes right back. Because you don't have no support, you don't have no accountability, you don't have no guidance, you don't have nobody in your life in this area that's helping you make progress. And that's what I want for you. Once you go to that next page, it's $27 per month in order to get the Pocket Coach. And you can cancel if you don't like it, but you're not going to cancel, you're going to love it. I will see you inside the Pocket Coach so I can help you make progress towards your goals and stick with this lifestyle for the rest of your life. See you in a few.